Okay, I'm going to cut my greens. Now I brought the cutting board out, but I'm going to use my scissors. Yeah, you know, it does the same thing. Nice and tender. So I'm going to mix these with the oriental greens. Yeah. And I think I'm going to use all of the stems because these are relatively tender. Well, most of the stem. Looks good. So I pulled a few onions. Yeah, as you can see. So we won't use that. We'll just kind of cut that off and just take off the best ones. Going to be some flavorful greens. Straight from the garden. So I cut all the greens up first, and then I will cut. Well, I cut the the collards first, then the oriental greens. I wonder if anyone cooks their greens whole. I've never seen it, but I wonder. Sort of like pak choy and oriental dishes. My hands are a little stiff this morning, but I'm hoping that coming into this new year, as we're in this new year, that as I begin to transition into a healthier lifestyle, that all those little pains and things are going to subside. You know, what we put in our bodies determine how our body functions. You know, so I'm looking forward to building a healthier body from the inside out, mind, body, and soul. And I'm here in Florida. It's such a beautiful day. I know many of you may be snowed in, or you know, but it's great. The weather is perfect. A little windy. It's okay. As you can see, I'm in my short sleeves. I think this will make about a medium pot of greens. And that's plenty. Now this right here, this is called an oriental green. I grew them from seeds, and it is delicious. Very, very delicious. It's not as thick as the collard greens. See, this is the collard green leaf, and this is the other leaf. They look the same almost, but this leaf is not as thick, not as bitter. Delicious flavor. So I'm going to mix them together, and I'm also going to add some cabbage because I had some cabbage that was left over, not from the garden, but just the cabbage that I had bought. I'm looking to have cabbages real soon. I have them growing. They're looking really good. So as you can hear, as I cut these, they don't sound as tough as the others. But the end result is, when you cook them down, nice and delicious. So I'm going to cut these off here. I know as a little girl I would, they say, skin the stem. Skin the stem. And that's when we just kind of Make sure you get everything off. Now some people actually juice the stems, you know, but hey, whatever you like. These are my onions that I pulled. Yes, I'm putting onions in my greens. My little bell peppers, last of the harvest. So I've already washed these, but I'm going to wash everything over again. So important that we have peace of mind as we go into this. You know, we're already in the new year, but you know, so many things happened last year, and I tell you, but when you find something that you enjoy, it kind of gives you that space where you can just kind of remove yourself from everything that's around you, even if it's not but for a few minutes. Remember, you're talking about body, mind, and soul. So we want healthy inside and out. And I find when I come to my garden, when I'm in the yard, listen, it's great for me. Now, I'm not going to put all these onions in here. I'm only going to put a few. Well, all of these that I'm cutting and putting in. The others I'm not going to put in there. So, you know, I was in Walmart and I looked for collard greens. None. I looked for black-eyed peas. None. So I said, no problem. I'll just have a small pot of greens. I had 1 can of black-eyed peas. I couldn't even find the fresh, the dried ones. Dried, frozen, all gone. But it's okay. Now, my bell pepper. I really need a knife out here. So, straight from the garden. But I'm working with my kitchen shears. I'm not going to save these seeds because I've already harvested some seeds from before. Now let me just mention that this particular bell pepper, I grew these from seeds. So small but flavorful. So yeah, I have some jalapenos that I harvested earlier, so I'll be adding those to the bunch. Oh yeah. Listen, although your fruit, your vegetable may be somewhat small, it's still edible. It's edible. And then you know what you do? You just kind of throw those back into your compost pile. And just keep an eye out because you will have some little seedlings that's going to produce. They're going to start growing, and then you just take those and plant them in your pot or inside of your raised bed or in the ground. All right. Okay. That's all the cutting. That's the finished product. Getting ready for the pot. Yes, yes, yes. So, you guys have a wonderful new year. Let's continue to grow. Let's continue to produce our own food. Let's move towards better health in spite of everything that's going on around us. we can choose to be happy. Even you listen, you may be facing some challenging times. We all are, be it financial, be it health, be it whatever. But we can continue to, you know, we can continue to make strides. I'm just going to cut the ends of these off. These were some onions that I had that I bought from the store. And what I did was, after I used them, I just took them and stuck them in the ground, and they grew. So find your space, find your peace. Last year's gone. Although there's some lingering things that will be there in front of you. Find your place. Don't worry about what everybody else is doing. Find your place. Alright, until the next video, I'm out of here. Peace.